God has taken us to his heart. And the song says, when love takes you in, everything changes. I know you've heard the stories, but they all sound too good to be true. You've heard about a place called home, but there doesn't seem to be one for you. So one more night you cry yourself to sleep and drift off to a distant dream where love takes you in. Everything changes. A miracle starts with a beat of a heart. When love takes you home, it says you belong here. The loneliness ends and a new life begins, and this love will never let you go. There is nothing that will ever cause this love to lose its hold. When love takes you in, everything changes. A miracle starts with a beat of the heart. When love takes you home and says you belong here, the loneliness ends and a new life begins. When love takes you in, it takes you in for good. When love takes you in, when God's love takes you in, it takes you in for good. He will never let you go, 'cause he will take you in.
House of Hope is one of the special care centers operated through Shoho.
And our connection with Maria's Big House of Hope was our daughter taking a missions trip there.
Maria's Big House of Hope takes in the sickest kids, and it provides care and shelter and food for those kids. I wasn't expecting or realizing how much my heart would break for them, these kids that don't have families, and just the burden that would place on my heart.
We saw the change in her that began to rub off on us just interacting with her. What I remember is her giving her report at church. Jalen was the last slide on my daughter's slide presentation.
When Jalen was admitted to Maria's, her needs were spina bifida, club feet, and she also has a large tumor on her back.
Hello again. Oh, good.
They really just nourished her back to health. She was very sick when she was first admitted.
She said, pray for this little girl because she was about to age out of the system and might have to go back to the state orphanage where she wouldn't have the care and love that she had at Maria's Big House.
Just the pictures of her, there was so much personality. I mean, each one was different, and you could just see a bit of her personality in every picture. The thought of her not ever having a mommy and daddy was pretty sad.
It was heartbreaking. Yeah, it was heartbreaking to think that she might not have a family. That's when the Lord really began to stir in our hearts.
God was calling our family to adopt.
We felt a real sense of urgency to get her home. The grant allowed us to, once the ball started rolling, allowed us to keep moving.
Jalen is here today as a direct result of the grant that we received from Shoho.
We have a picture, Teresa's holding Jalen, and tears are coming down my wife's face. Jalen likes to look at that picture, and she says, Mommy, why are you crying? And Teresa says, they're happy tears because you're finally home, you're finally with us. And she's got a contagious laugh. She can just bust out laughing.
Excuse me, I will.
When she was first admitted to Maria's, the doctor's orders that I read were to make the child comfortable. They didn't expect her to live. The money that sponsors give, it really does what they say. You are saving lives of children. You're helping bring them home to a family.
The need is so great. We see it in the life of our daughter, but we know there are a lot of other children out there that need homes, that need care.
You can change a life. You can look at these faces and be like, you played a part, whether they're receiving the medical care or you played a part in that child being in a forever family.
What more value than a child? What more potential than a child? And I know when people make appeals for money, they think, oh, this little bit's not going to help. Well, if a lot of people give a little bit of money, then that's a lot of money. That can have an impact on more children. We're just thankful that we're part of the story, that we're part of Jalen's story, and that some real needs were met because of people's generosity.
Thanks for letting me share that video. Jalen is one of those stories I was sharing with you earlier, over 4,000 of those kind of stories that we've had the privilege of being a part of. It's been amazing. I first met Jalen at Maria's Big House of Hope there in Luoyang, China, playing on the floor with her, with Shelly and Stevie Joy and Mary Beth and me in our little preschool room at Maria's Big House of Hope. And I was just trying to imagine what the story was going to be of her life, because I didn't know any of this yet. And I couldn't even allow myself to think very far in the future, because the whole, it just, even though her life had been saved, as you heard, she came to Maria's Big House with doctor's orders to make her comfortable, believing that she was going to pass away soon. But God, the God of hope, had an amazing other plan for her life, the God who knit her together. But I couldn't even see, as I was there playing with her, and we were coloring together, but to now watch the story that God had planned. He put this desire in the heart of this Altman family, wonderful family, and then the cool thing is God had this great idea to let us be involved. He could have done it any number of ways, but he said, I want to use my people. I want to let them be a part of this. And that's really why Show Hope exists. Every month there are as many Altman families like them, that we can't help, because we always run out of funds before we run out of families that have qualified and are in line saying we would adopt if we can just get the finances. We have a room at our table, we have room in our hearts, we just don't have room in our bank account right now. And so that's where we get to come in. And I say get to because it's an incredible invitation that God says, I'm going to let us be the hands and feet. I'm going to let you be the conduit, the channel that I'm going to provide this blessing through. And there are so many families like this that could tell the same story. Tonight, I want to give you an opportunity. We're celebrating the God of hope. We're celebrating the hope that we have, the glorious unfolding story of our lives. And so what better way to celebrate it than tonight? If God stirs in your heart, if it's something that he moves in your heart to do, then to join us and help us see more of these miracles happen. To do that, we have something called Show Hope Sponsorship. And so I don't forget my notes. I put them on a napkin one day and I said, hey, can you put those on the screen so I don't forget? So there's my note. It says, don't forget, because I will forget, I promise. $35 a month is the gift that we ask you to start your sponsorship with. It could be more than that if you can do that, but by that gift, monthly, you become a part of an amazing army, an amazing family, and